let me show you how you can actually do this type of work yourself. Hello, this is Hugo Correa, and welcome to my channel. In this case, I want to show you the steps that I took as I was flipping a house to refinish the hardwood floors. Now, let me tell you that these floors, although they look fairly decent, they had a lot of stains that maybe through the years they had. So there are a few machines that I'm going to be using through the video, and I want to just give you more of a technical video when I just guide you through the steps that you normally take to be able to do this type of work. What you see in this clip is that I'm using this machine called a drum sander. A drum sander is a really delicate machine because you can actually do a lot of damage to your wood if you keep that machine in one single place, or if you use a really rough grade sandpaper. So in this case, because I want to remove a lot of the material that they put over there, they had like an excess amount of polyurethane on top of the floors and other materials in different rooms. I went ahead and used a 36 grade sandpaper. Now these things, and I want to show you in a moment how it works, but what it does is that it has a lever, so you lift it up and you bring it back down to make sure that you don't just make a dent on the floor. So it has a nice way of controlling the height of the drum that is kind of sanding right now. While I use the machine, I want to make sure that I don't put a lot of pressure in only one place. I have to move it constantly, and I'll show you in another clip. So once I finish with that 36 grade paper, now you can see that this thing comes in some sort of rolls, and you carefully install this sandpaper into this kind of cylindric sandpaper into the machine again, and now I'm going to be using an 80 grade sandpaper. That will give me a more smoother finish. Now after that, I'm going to use actually 100 grade paper, so the area will be nice and smooth, and that's as much as I want it to be, because I'm going to stain the floors in a moment. So what you do is that you take obviously, because you can't go from like one side to another, what you want to do is you want to start from a particular place. Now if you notice that I'm coming like starting fairly back into the wall, it's because previously whoever did the sanding before, they actually left the marks of where the sanding was started. So I had to start a little bit in a different way, so kind of like switch the size so you don't have the same pattern. You will not do another dentation there. So you need to be a little careful when you're using this machine. The machine itself is really heavy, and you don't need to put any more weight on it. And you better start working with like 80 grade paper instead of like 36, because it will eat your wood if you're not used to the machine. Now it's also important that when you're working with this type of machines, you keep a lot of the sandpaper. Like for instance, in this case, I had to get like 4 rolls of 80, like 2 rolls of 36, and the reason is that I didn't want to put too much pressure with the 36, and if I had like some leftover polyurethane on the floor, I just rather go back again with an 80 grade and just do that part. Now when you finish with those edges, with the main part, the edges are going to be taken care of with an edger. This machine that you see here has a 6-inch sandpaper, and it also comes in different grades. Be careful again when you're using this machine. You have to, again, you will be tempted to actually lift the machine and try to get rid of little reminiscences of polyurethane, but you don't want to do that. You want to go ahead and do a sanding throughout the entire thing. Obviously these video clips are kind of accelerated because I don't want to make it too long, but the idea is that you're careful with that. And again, I will suggest you to start with an 80 grade paper instead of using like a 36, because it will eat through your stuff if you're not careful. And if you see, just like in this area, you see a little spot that is kind of lower, just kind of sand the entire thing around. Now the same process, it takes a lot of effort, a lot of back pain when you're working with this type of machines, but you want to go ahead and use that 80 grade paper, and then go ahead and use the 100 grade paper throughout the entire edges of the house. Now some edges and some corners, although I'm not showing over here, you want to get rid of those little leftover paint or whatever you have on the floor of finishes with a scraper. So I went previously, I'm not showing it in the video, but with a scraper I went ahead and took all the little edges out on the corners, and you can go back again and say if you miss a little corner, especially like in the frames and stuff like that, you want to go ahead and do that stuff. Now the section that you see here is the closet, and in the closet obviously it's going to be a little more painful because you don't want to be able to use the big machine, so you start with a 36 grit paper, and just carefully move around. You're gonna burn more than one of these things because in this case the polyurethane and the whatever greases on the floor, whatever you have, is going to be stuck to the paper, so you may end up just kind of not wasting but burning a couple of them, and it's kind of unavoidable because that's how you're going to remove all the material. But you go ahead and just get a couple of those 36 grit paper, and just kind of continue doing the same process until you get it to a smoother texture that you can actually put the 80 grit and the 100 inside. And remember that that's the only ones that you're going to be using there, the only machine that you were able to use inside small closets like this one. So go ahead and do the stuff. And previously, again, this is the floor. You can see there's a lot of coloration, a lot of stains on it, and probably watermarks or carpet marks whenever they were living there. It's kind of hard to know exactly what happened, but again, I'm doing the same thing. Once you see where they made those really bad dentations, you want to go ahead and just kind of switch the sides. Obviously, go with the lines, parallel with the lines of the wood. You want to use the same grain direction because you will completely damage everything. Now, if you have a parquet floor or something, you may need to use a different type of machine, just like a buffer or something that is a little different, because this will just kind of damage your parquet floors. But in this case, I'm doing the same thing. I mean, I'm just going from one side to the other. Starting in this case with 36, going a little bit faster with the 36 grip, so I don't eat through the wood too much. And then I just go ahead and switch that stuff. Now, because in some areas you can actually see there were some like water damages, you're gonna see a lot of lines that are kind of, or gaps that are open there, and for that you can actually get a wood filler that is sandable and stainable. Believe it or not, sometimes when you use certain type of fillers, they leave you a really messed up mark on the wood, so you want to make sure that it's sandable and stainable. And so, because in this case, as you saw in the beginning, I'm going to put stains through the entire thing, so it's another extra layer. And I'm doing that because obviously the stains on the floor will not let me kind of do a nice clear coat on it, so I need to put stains. Now the buffers have two different attachments, and this attachment is like the sanding disc attachment, and obviously you gotta be careful. Set up your buffer to a height that is right about your waist, and just kind of lock it over there, because it will be uncomfortable in the beginning. When you get in the hang of the type of paper that you're using, you're gonna get some sort of scary moment. So you just kind of start in an open area, and again, you control the direction of your buffer when you lift the handle up or down, and just kind of go ahead and do that. I use a 100 grit again, just throughout the entire thing to get rid of the little small marks that were not available to get rid of with the regular machines. So once you do that stuff, you go ahead and use a vacuum, just like what we did there, and we put some tape on it and clean the entire thing with a really dry sponge, so you can get rid of all the dust if you want to do this part. Again, going with the grain of the wood, with the direction of the wood planks, you just go ahead and apply stain. Obviously in the edges you want to go ahead and use a brush, and you want to kind of spread the sections, work about 3 feet, maybe more, 4 feet the most, because you need to just kind of spread that with a cloth. So I'm using an oil and a stain brush, and I'm using a cloth Use some latex gloves as well, because this thing will get into your fingernails. But when you're doing this, you need to be fairly fast as far as like the line that you're creating, because if you take too long, the stain will dry on you, and it will be a mess for you. So as you move, you want to make sure that you have that pattern, just to kind of get out of the rooms correctly. So now I'm using a clear gloss color on it, and just apply it, but I will leave that for another video. And with this, I want to show you some steps that you need to take when you want to refinish your floors. Obviously, just kind of research more about the topic, but I hope this video can actually give you an idea of how you do that, one step at a time. So thank you. Thank you so much for watching my videos. If you want to see a lot more content and you want to follow my channel, please subscribe here, and why not to see this or that video. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.